Ella.
I wrap myself tighter in my fluffy robe, staring blankly at the Netflix home screen. It's asking if I'm still watching, and I can't muster the will to click continue. I've taken the day off, not really telling anyone why. My phone sits on the coffee table, neglected, buzzing occasionally with messages and calls I'm currently ignoring. There's a half-eaten bowl of ice cream next to me and a pile of tissues on the other side. My tiny apartment feels like both a sanctuary and a prison, and I'm wallowing in the tension of that paradox. I startle when there's a soft knock on the door. For a moment, I consider pretending I'm not home, but the knock repeats, gentle, patient. With a sigh, I drag myself off the couch and look through the peephole. It's Jay. My heart jumps, and the fog of my self-imposed pity party lifts slightly. I rush to clean up the discarded tissues and switch off my laptop before flattening my hair and pulling my robe around my waist. When I open the door, he's holding a bag from my favorite local deli. "Thought you could use some real food," he says, his eyes meeting mine. There's concern there, layered beneath his usual cheerful demeanor. I suddenly became aware of my disheveled appearance. "You didn't have to, but thank you," I mumble, feeling both grateful and embarrassed. Jay pauses by the door, his hand resting on the knob. He looks back at me, his eyes taking on a playful glint. "You know, you're pretty cute in those pajamas." A flush rises to my cheeks. "Really? I thought I looked like a mess." "Nah, you could never. It's a comfy chic look." He grins, taking a step back into the room. I can't help but smile back. "Comfy chic, huh? Is that even a thing?" "It is now," he says, walking over to where I'm standing. He takes a casual lean against the edge of my kitchen counter. "I mean, if anyone can make eating ice cream in a robe look good, it's you." I chuckle, setting my empty soup bowl in the sink. "You're pretty good at this flirtation thing." His eyes meet mine, the atmosphere shifting subtly, as if charged with a gentle current. Am I succeeding? In making me smile? Definitely. "That's a start," he says softly. His gaze is so intense that I feel a pull, an inexplicable magnetism that makes me feel like I'm teetering on the edge of something new, something thrilling. "We can sit by the nook," he suggests, and I nod. That little nook by the window has always been my favorite spot in this cramped apartment. It feels intimate without being claustrophobic. We settle in, the atmosphere comfortable yet charged with an unspoken understanding that we're both skirting around my emotional state. Jay unpacks the bag, revealing sandwiches, 2 bowls of soup, and a couple of fruit smoothies. For a while, we eat in silence, the sounds of the city filtering in through the open window. Eventually, he breaks it. "You know, I've heard it feels good to share your thoughts with someone outside your own head." I look at him, surprised by the depth and amusement those words carry, and I smile. "Is that your roundabout way of asking me what's wrong?" He smiles, a hint of sadness in his eyes. "Only if you want to talk about it." I take a deep breath, contemplating whether or not to open up. Finally, I decide that the weight of my fears and confusions might be lighter if shared. "I can't shake off the feeling of being followed. Even in my own home, I feel like a hunted animal. It's messing with me, Jay." He reaches across the table, his hand covering mine, the warmth seeping into my cold fingers. I can imagine how terrifying that must be. "But you're not alone, Ella. I promise, as long as you allow me, I'll be here to make sure nothing happens to you." I look into his eyes, seeing the truth in them, but also something else, something intense and raw that I can't quite name. "Why?" I ask, my voice almost a whisper. "Why go through all this trouble for me?" For a moment, he seems at a loss for words. "Because I care about you," he finally says, his gaze unwavering. "And because you deserve to feel safe, to live without this constant fear." We stare at each other for the longest time, not saying a word, the atmosphere growing thick with some emotion I am too terrified to name. The way he looks at me makes my entire body feel like it's on fire from his gaze. And I'd gladly burn. Jay suddenly glances at the clock on the wall, snapping the moment like a fragile thread. "I should get going, let you have your day off in peace." I walk him to the door, feeling a mixture of disappointment and relief. As he steps out, he turns to face me again. If you decide to leave your comfy chic fortress later, give me a call. I'll be your bodyguard. The offer is sincere, and it's comforting to know he means it. Yet, there's that flirtatious undertone that makes me think, just for a moment, about the possibilities. Will do, Jay. And thanks for lunch, and the company. He gives me one last smile, a mixture of promise and mystery. Anytime, Ella. Take care of yourself. Thank you. I reply, my voice filled with newfound hope. I will. And as the door closes behind him, I realize that for the first time in days, my apartment feels less like a prison and more like a home. I may not have all the answers, and the threat looming over me is still very real, but I've got something, or someone, equally real standing between me and that darkness. And right now, that feels like enough. I shake my head, puzzled at how someone can have that kind of effect on me so quickly. Retreating back to my nook, I pull my fluffy nightgown and look at the empty space across from me. For the first time today, being alone feels less oppressive and more like a choice. And that change, that slight lifting of my spirits, has everything to do with Jay's unexpected visit. I lean back and close my eyes, letting my mind wander to our brief moments of flirtation, the spark that seemed to flicker between us. Taking a deep breath, I can still catch his scent here, that deep forest floor scent that's so uniquely Jay. I don't know where any of this is going, my life feels like a puzzle with too many missing pieces. But Jay, with his effortless charm and comforting presence, feels like a piece that fits, even if I'm not sure where he belongs in the bigger picture. For now, that's enough to make me feel a little safer, a little happier, as I navigate through this maze of uncertainty. And so, in that quiet apartment, with the remnants of my self-pity party scattered around me, I allow myself to smile, a genuine, hopeful smile, that lasts long after Jay has gone.
Roman.
I take a deep breath, gathering my thoughts as I dial her number. It's been a week since our lunch, when I had casually infiltrated her day-off fortress of pajamas and comfort food, and I'm itching to see her again. Hello?
Hey, Ella, it's Jay.
I say, pleased by the instant warmth in her voice when she recognizes it's me. Hey, how have you been? Good, good. Listen, are you free this weekend? There's something I think you'll really enjoy. She sounds genuinely excited as she accepts, her curiosity piqued when I don't divulge any details. I hang up with a sense of satisfaction that borders on smugness. She's intrigued, and that's a start. Her eyes widen when she realizes where we are, and the look on her face does something to my heart that I don't know if I like or loathe.
Oh my God, Jay!
She trails off, her heartbeat picking up its pace as she places her hand into mine. This is unexpected. I watch her every move as we arrive at the gallery opening, her eyes growing with wonder the moment she steps inside. She takes off her coat, revealing a simple yet stunning black dress that makes her look elegant and vibrant. The way she looks tonight is enchanting, and I catch several other men stealing glances. It irks me more than it should. She's spellbound by the art, her eyes flitting from painting to sculpture, each piece pulling her into a new world. I watch as her gaze lingers on a particular contemporary painting, her eyes tracing the swirls of color, her face reflecting the hues and the emotion portrayed. She's in her element, and the sight tugs at something in me I don't want to acknowledge. So, I think it's safe to say that you do like it, I say, standing close enough to feel her warmth, but far enough to maintain a semblance of control over the situation, over myself.
It's amazing,
she says, her eyes meeting mine.
I didn't know you were into art.
I have my moments, I respond, locking eyes with her.
I thought you might enjoy this, since you mentioned one of your dreams was to paint the world.
She looks at me with wonder in those gorgeous mismatched eyes. She started not wearing those contacts around me, thank fuck.
I can't believe you remembered that,
she says with a laugh. I really do love this.
Thank you for bringing me here, Jay.
Something about the way she says my name, this alias I've been living under, makes it feel genuine, real, like I've somehow earned it. It's a confusing, intoxicating sensation that I can't shake off. As the evening progresses, we sip wine, discuss the pieces that catch our eye, and even share a few laughs with other art enthusiasts. But the real artwork I can't take my eyes off is Ella herself. How genuinely she reacts to everything, how her eyes light up when she's passionate about something, how she makes me forget, even if it's just for a few hours, the complex web of lies and truths I'm entangled in. We're standing in front of a large painting, an abstract whirlwind of colors that bursts off the canvas, each hue dancing its own unique waltz. People around us are murmuring, analyzing the strokes, the composition, the raw emotion displayed. I should be doing the same. But my eyes aren't on the painting, they're on Ella. She's absorbed, her gaze completely focused on the piece. Her eyes trace every swirl of color, every contrast, and every clash, as if she's deciphering a hidden language. The intensity with which she looks at it makes me wonder how it'd feel to be on the receiving end of such attention.
Do you see that?
She finally speaks, her eyes still on the painting but her words directed at me.
What am I looking for?
I play along, moving closer to her side.
That swirl of blue there.
She points at a twist of sapphire pigment, nestled between bursts of crimson and gold.
It feels like loneliness amidst chaos, don't you think?
It could be. I agree, finally glancing at the area she's pointing out.
Or maybe it's peace in a world that's otherwise untamed.
She smiles at my interpretation and turns her eyes back to the painting. Art is fascinating, isn't it? One piece can tell 1,000 stories, depending on who's looking.
Yes, it can.
I say, but again, my focus is not on the art, it's solely on her. The way she describes the painting tells me more about her than any date or casual conversation. She feels things deeply, sees layers where others see a surface. It's like watching someone read a book in a language only they understand. And as she stands there, her eyes reflecting the colors of the canvas in front of her, I feel an uncomfortable realization settling over me. She's not just reading the art, she's reading me. Not Jay, the facade I've put up, but Roman, the real me hidden behind layers of disguise and deception. And that's both thrilling and terrifying. She finally turns to me, her eyes questioning, searching.
What do you see when you look at it?
I pause, considering my words carefully. This is my chance to give her a glimpse of my own layers.
I see a struggle.
I say, my eyes meeting hers.
Between wanting to blend in and the urge to stand out. It's like each color is fighting for its moment, yet they all know they need each other to make the whole picture complete.
She smiles, her eyes lighting up as they meet mine.
That's a beautiful way to see it, Jay.
For a second, the room blurs around me and all I see is her. Not as a means to an end or a part of a bigger plan, but just her, vivid, complex, and incredibly captivating.
Do you want to see the other exhibits?
She asks, pulling me out of my reverie.
Of course.
I reply, offering her my arm, which she takes with a pleased smile. As we move on, I can't shake the feeling that I've crossed some invisible line. The painting might be a tangle of conflicting colors and emotions, but right now, it serves as a mirror reflecting my own internal conflict. My phone buzzes again in my pocket, another message, another dose of reality waiting to pull me back. But for now, I silence it. For a brief moment, in a room full of art that's meant to make you feel something, the only masterpiece I'm interested in understanding is the woman beside me. As we leave later, my phone vibrates in my pocket, and I finally pull it out. A message from Caden. Got the info you wanted on the Ladrone cartel. Call me. My heart sinks. This is a part of my life Ella doesn't know about, can't know about, not yet. The impending nuptials, the cartel, my real identity, it's a ticking time bomb. And the worst part? I'm dragging her into the fallout zone without her knowledge.
You okay?
Ella asks as I pocket my phone, sensing the sudden shift in my demeanor.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I reply, mustering a smile.
Just a work thing.
I know that sooner or later, I'll have to deal with the issues I've skillfully evaded, and there's a very real possibility it could cost me the woman standing next to me. Yet, as I look at her now, captivated by the city lights as we drive back, I can't help but feel that, damn it, I'm in deep. I had a plan, but now, as we pull up to her apartment and she leans over to give me a light, lingering kiss on the cheek, a simple act that sends ripples through me, I'm not so sure anymore.
All this art and culture,
she says, pulling away.
Makes me feel alive, you know?
Yeah, I say, watching her step out of the car, a work of art herself. Me too. And as I walk her into the building and to her door, the reality hits me harder than ever before. I might have just found something, or someone, that makes me feel genuinely alive for the first time in years. My phone vibrates with a message as I drive back. It's Caden, again. I know that opening it will force me to face facts I'd rather ignore for just a few minutes more. But eventually, I look. The news is as bad as it could be. My next steps are clear. Jay can't stick around any longer.
Roman.
I meet Caden in a dimly lit bar that we both know is frequented by people who mind their own business. He's already there when I walk in, nursing a glass of whiskey, his face veiled in seriousness. The moment I sit down, he puts a sealed envelope on the table between us. Roman, the Ladrone cartel is back on the radar, and this time they're not just playing around. They're circling Ella. I feel my fist clench involuntarily, my jaw tightening as I process the words. Caden pushes the envelope closer to me. Read it. It has everything we could gather in a short period. With trembling hands, I rip open the envelope. Photos, transcripts, and more. The bastards have been scoping out Ella's workplace, her apartment. I'm there too, right from the first day I walked into that cafe. My vision blurs as a haze of red descends, fueled by anger, possessiveness, and an emotion I dare not name, fear for her safety. The bar, the envelope, Caden, everything fades away. I don't know how they could know about the pending marriage agreement unless someone's been leaking information as we suspected. Caden continues, mirroring my thoughts. This Esteban, we haven't got an image on him yet, but he's definitely the one who has been feeding the cartel. I pinch the bridge of my nose between my thumb and forefinger. I'll have to keep a closer eye on Ella from now on, but that also means you need to wrap this up now. Whatever you're planning to do with Ella, do it fast, Ro. You don't have the luxury of time anymore, not with the cartel knowing your business. He interjects and it pisses me off even more. He's right, and I hate that he's right. I toss a bill onto the table and stand up. I'll handle it, I say through gritted teeth, pocketing the envelope. I can't trust myself to say more without lashing out. Jay was my contingency, my methodical approach to getting close to Ella. But with the cartel back in the picture, I can't afford to take my time, to carefully construct a facade. It's all vanishing, swallowed by this new, urgent reality. A rush of emotions floods me, anger, frustration, and adrenaline-fueled readiness for confrontation. But above all, there's a gut-wrenching dread. The cartel is a demon from both of our pasts. Had they found out about my plans with Ella? Had they come to reclaim what they think is theirs? I can't think straight as I snatch my keys and practically fly out the door. Every rational thought, every calculated plan, every last bit of restraint gets left behind as I get into my car and speed to Ella's apartment. I park haphazardly, not even bothering to lock the car, as I dash up the steps to her front door. I find myself in front of her door quicker than I'd like to admit. My mind screams to slow down, to think this through, but I can't. I just can't. I knock on the door, harder than I intend to, a physical manifestation of the storm within me. The second she opens it, her eyes widening in a mix of surprise and concern, I know I've already crossed lines I promised myself I'd never approach. Jay, what's WR? I don't let her finish. I can't. The second her lips part, I capture them with mine, my hands framing her face as if she's the last lifeline in a sea of chaos, pulling her body flush against mine. My lips find hers with a fervency that shocks even me. It's a desperate kiss that's more a plea than an act of affection. She hesitates for just a millisecond, shocked, before kissing me back. Her arms go around me, pulling me closer, and in that moment, all my caution, my self-imposed restrictions, my so-called plans, they all go to hell. We stumble into her apartment, locked in a frenzied embrace. There's no time to think, to consider the repercussions. All that exists is here and now, the intoxicating feel of her lips, the warmth of her skin. It's a crack in the dam, a torrential release of everything I've been fighting to control. I kick the door shut behind us, and as it clicks locked, so does something inside me. This is it, the point of no return. My walls crumble, my meticulous schemes fail, and I'm laid bare, vulnerable yet liberatingly free. I hold her close, feeling her heartbeat against mine, racing just as fast. As we finally pull apart, her eyes search mine, questioning yet trusting. And right there, I understand the magnitude of what I've done. There's no turning back, not anymore. I've given in to the rush, to the uncontrolled torrent of feelings that I've been battling against. For a brief moment, she hesitates. Then, as if overtaken by the same storm of emotion ripping through me, she melts into the kiss. Her hands find my shoulders and then my neck, fingers tangling in my hair as she pulls me closer, and I swear I feel walls crumbling, both hers and mine. Somehow, we make it to her bedroom and we're on her bed with her pinned underneath me. I shrug off my leather jacket and it falls to the floor, then I lift up and drag my t-shirt over my head. But as I move down to kiss her again, she pushes at my chest. Jay, wait. I can't. I silence her with another soul-searing kiss, needing to show her how much I need her, how desperate I am to savor these last few moments as the man she started having feelings for, the man I could never be. But then she breaks off the kiss, her cheeks gorgeously red and her lips swollen. Wait. Jay. She breathes. I can't do. I frown at her words and shake my head. Was I mistaken about her attraction? She must see the look on my face because she bites her bottom lip and sighs. She trails off, growing flustered with each passing second as she squeezes her thighs together. I frown at her reaction, uncertain of what I am doing wrong. But then it hits me, and I feel even more fucking possessive. I reach out and place a hand at the base of her throat, pulling her close to me. Are you telling me that a gorgeous woman like yourself, that no man has ever staked his claim on you? I didn't think she could blush any deeper, but there she goes, and fuck me if it wasn't sexy. She peers up at me and nods, that bottom lip needing to be in between my teeth. Tilting her chin up so she can face me, I look deep into her eyes without stirring my beast and revealing my secret. It's difficult as fuck to do, not to let my crimson eyes seep through, but I need to rein it in. Do you want this, Ella? I ask, wishing I could use her real name and have her scream my name later, but that will have to wait. Do you want me? She nods. I do, but I don't want you to be disappointed. I lift my finger to her lips to silence her and shake my head. Do you have any fucking idea how difficult it is for me to hold back from you right now, little bird? I say with a low chuckle. But it will be worth it. Let me worship you. Worship. A few months ago, I was ready to drag her back to my pack house and make her mine, but now the thought of doing that to her makes me feel something I hate. She was a means to an end, a collateral in an agreement with the Italians. Now I'm doubting every fucking plan I have ever made when it comes to her. Alphas are sure, they never doubt themselves and make the hard decisions others cannot make. We're ruthless, calculated, and kill when needed. All those decisions average men are too weak to make. I thought Aluna was just someone for me to keep under my thumb and bear my children. A pretty decoration, one who lives to please me. But now I've been proven wrong. Aluna isn't just a pretty face or decoration. They have the power in their nimble hands to bring alphas like me to their knees and will willingly bend just for them. Because here I am, Roman Nikolaev and not Jay, on my knees for her and ready to have her claim my soul, no matter how fucking black it is.